न पृथ्वी न जलं न अग्नि न वायुर्न वा भवान् eṣāṃ sākṣiṇamātmānaṃ cidrūpaṃ viddhi muktaye. You are neither earth, nor water, nor fire, nor air, nor space. In order to attain freedom, know the self as the witness of all these, the self that is the embodiment of pure consciousness itself. We have studied, known, contemplated on many sessions, many treatises, already shared, already read till now, that only and only Brahman, that is pure consciousness, existed prior to the cosmic vibration and the subsequent emergence of the 5 elements in sequence, starting from space up to earth. A verse in the Chandogya Upanishad starts with this line expression, Sadeva Saumya Idamagra Asit Ekam Eva Advitiyam. O Saumya, O child, O son, before this world was manifest, there was only existence, one without a second. Aitareya Upanishad echoes the same essence and says, Atmaiva idam eka eva agre asit na anyat kinchana mishat. The Atman, verily, the one alone in the beginning existed. No other thing existed at that. No other thing existed there. In the beginning, before the creation started, there was nothing save the Atman. In reality, there is no such a thing as creation at all. It is only a projection of what lies in a potential state in the avyakta or the unmanifested. Is there something else besides Brahman? No. Why then it is said he was? How is it that the past tense existed is used and he was is used? Though even now he alone exists. This has to be understood. Before creation, the universe in its unmanifested state was one with Atman, undifferentiated Atman. Creation had no manifested names and forms. Having known this, when we look at what Ashtavakra says in this verse, we understand that he is instructing the disciple Janaka not to associate himself with any manifestation of name and form in this universe. And the first such manifestation referred to in this verse are the 5 elements. What happened when mystically somehow 5 elements emerged? The self existed as witness of these 5 elements. Only Atman was before the creation, before matter emerged, and hence only Atman, the only one which existed before the creation, only that one essence can witness the emergence of the 5 elements as well. And thereafter, the further emergence of macrocosm and microcosm out of the combination of the 5 elements. It has to be clear that it is not the time factor which is being brought here in the both Upanishad expressions. It is not like the time concept of AD on BC which is being referred here. That means it is not being conveyed that there was a time when Atman alone existed and then there came a time when creation also existed apart from Atman. No. This is not being conveyed. By being there was, by referring to there was, only that was. What is expressed is, before even the time-space emerged, all that existed was Atman. The creation, if you call it as a creation and if you recognize it as a creation, it is not that it just sprang up new afresh from nowhere. If you recognize creation, then you have to know this, that it existed in the avyakta state, in unmanifested state, in Brahman ever. It is not something different from Brahman that it just came like that. A curious disciple may use his intellect and think, after all, the 5 elements are all but pure consciousness. After all, this creation is but pure consciousness. Then why Acharya says here in this verse that you are not these 5 elements? Acharya will then go on to explain to the disciple that though Atman self is mysteriously the material efficient and instrument cause for 5 elements, cause for this creation, still Atman is not to be confused with the apparent names and forms appearing in this creation. One must go beyond the apparent creation, apparent names and forms, apparent objects which emerged out of and due to the combination of the 5 elements. And one must realize Atman in spirit, disregarding the matter, transcending the matter. One must transcend the apparent objects in the creation and experience only self. even while being in the creation, even while being in contact with five elements. That is what Ashtavakra means when he says, you are not the five elements. Glimpses of Chinmaya's words, expression related to this verse. A witness is one who stands on the footpath, uninvolved in the happenings on the road, say an accident. The consciousness is a witness in all the life experiences in every individual living creature. In our ignorance, we become so totally involved with the happenings and get wholly committed to the joys and sorrows of the body and mind. The moment a seeker rediscovers the realm of the self in him, he understands that he, the self, is ever as far removed from the pluralistic world of change and sorrow as the sunlight is from the daily drama of the world, though the sunlight illumines the world. The illuminator is always different from the illumined. I am the self, the illuminator, and not the illumined. A verse from the Kaivalya Upanishad says, to me there is neither earth, nor water, nor fire, nor air, nor ether. Thus, realizing the nature of the Paramatman, the one who is in the cavity of the heart, who is without parts, who is without a second, the witness of all, beyond both existence and non-existence, the seeker attains the very nature of the Supreme Atman. Hari Om Tat Sat.